You are now listening to the Warp World Podcast. Boom shakalaka.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Warpies.
No, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to do it or if he was supposed to do it now because I've been gone so long. You know what I mean? I wasn't because and then he hung on it for a second. I was like, wait, is he waiting for me? And then
I just wanted, I was given a sec.
Yeah.
We didn't have a
fair.
thing written here, and I know without the teleprompter you struggle. So I know. I was going in on my yeah. But we're in.
I appreciate it.
We're in now.
I appreciate it.
What a way to start an episode. We've got the fantastic, the wonderful Grand Pooh Bear back on the show after the NFL Thursday Night Football action is all wrapped up.
Football's
just
over.
a guest host here. You know what I mean? Obviously, just a guest host.
No more football forever.
Host.
So we're good.
Football
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about forever. I don't know about forever. Hopefully I get to do it again. I'm just an experienced guest host joining you guys again for the most prestigious of all time award show, the Warpies here.
Yes.
Would you do if it wasn't football, let's say it was like Thursday night soccer? Would you also be down for that? Or
oh yeah, dude, I'm hoping they do that. I really hope they do the NBA. Like that's what I would kill.
Sick. Yeah,
I would kill for the NBA. Like I do the NBA every night. Like I would do my regular stream and then just lead in the NBA every night if I could. Like that would be so much fun for me. Cause I love the NFL. Don't get me wrong. I watch every game anyway. But the NBA, I deeply love the NBA.
What about baseball then?
That would be hard.
MLB.
Depending on the paycheck.
Baseball's a lot longer of a season. There's a lot more games.
Would you play a Harry Carey character?
I would. You definitely would have to do something with baseball if they wanted you to do that. It's a long season and a lot of games in baseball. But yeah, no, I mean, I would probably do all of them. Can I just say that if they match what the NFL pays you to do it, then you should do any of them at all. Period. That's what I would say. Yes, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
But regardless, it was super fun. And some suckers, I would have done it for free. Haha. I gotcha. I should win an award, Best Fleece of the Year, me on the NFL. I would have done that for free. So
it's just a frequent thing that happens during your streaming career. You just manage to get more and more money out of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what? It is
kind of scam.
And it did. That was a beautiful day too. Maybe they heard about that and they were like so impressed, and that's why they asked me to be a part.
There you go.
But
no, a real go-getter.
One thing that's really cool about it is we were doing predictions all season. So you is the next play who's gonna be the guy who rushes on the next play, or
Bo Jackson.
will there'll be more passes or rushes, like things like that. Will the next play result in a touchdown? You know what I mean? We would do a lot of predictions. And I finished second in the season for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I was really, really happy with that. And what I'm even more proud about that is that I missed a game for the 3 days I was suspended. So I finished second despite having one less game than everyone. And I Ate Your Pie finished first. I was not too mad to lose to him, but still, I really wish I would have got that extra game just to at least make him sweat a little bit in the finals.
Right.
Yeah. Following the Twitter action between you two, it seemed like he was consistently getting the little edge over you on those.
He won 5 of the 16 weeks that happened.
Wow.
And I won 2. But one was tied for first. One of my wins was tied for first. So I will admit he definitely put what I would call a beating upon me and the rest of everybody else. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I must admit.
Do you think it was because of his use of steroids, or what do you think?
No, one thing is I know he follows a Twitter account that's it's like a Twitter account that picks gets the coin toss. It tweets as soon as the coin toss happens. And so somehow he was getting the coin toss information, guaranteed, which I missed the coin toss every week, but the last 2, which was so I was already starting a 1,500 point hole to him half the time.
Wow.
Although apparently they got wise to that and cut that out for the next, the last couple ones in the last of the year. So he was doing that. He also, he really had it the system down at the beginning. And then I kind of I did emulate what he was doing. past that. I will say, like, you know what I mean? You wait to the last second to get your vote in. You really force your chat to vote with you. Like at first I was letting my chat vote however they want. You get bonus points if your chat votes with you. And,
I see.
Yeah, so I really started to be like, you motherfuckers, like, we got to vote together. We got to make this happen. So
Yeah. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that must have been a lot of fun,
great.
man. It must have been
God, it was so much
pretty
fun.
dope to be working like in an official capacity with the NFL.
You know, it was so much fun. It was just so much fun to do. It was just like, it was absolutely great opportunity. But I did miss you guys. I saw you guys had a ton of amazing guests.
Oh, so many great guests.
That's why I mean, like, I'm only counting as a good guest host this year since I've been on so few episodes. So there were just like so incredible guests. I saw DGR came on, I saw Cliffy came on. There was, I mean, a ton of different people came
We
on.
had the Fiend and Fef, we had the Completionist
Fiend and Fef,
on. Yeah.
Proximity Sounded one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Even Navitz, man. It was an X-Water Navitz night.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that
God.
was a
How
while
did you
back.
do with that?
Yeah,
How
I
did you
couldn't
do
make
with
it.
that, Chaku?
Well, I couldn't make it.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was that
Yeah.
one night where you both were like, I can't do it. And I'm like, all right, I'll figure something out.
I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I gave Steve a call and I was like, hey, you free for the next like 2 hours? He's like, sure.
Let's talk about Dota.
Yeah, it was like, all right. So I quickly realized that he keeps up with literally none of the gaming world that we care about. And I was like, well, we got to figure something out here.
Just Dota.
Just
Yeah.
Dota.
Just
Yeah.
Dota.
He's like, they caught a new item in Dota. I'm like, no one who watches us knows what that means. But it was, you know what? We pulled through. It was a good episode.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I listened to it.
Yeah.
Speaking of good episodes, this is an award show.
It is.
And so far, we've done that thing where we monologue and make jokes at the beginning of the award show. Haha, you're welcome all. Now we must get to what I would call some awards.
The meat of the
Yes.
awards.
We got to get to the awards.
Yeah.
Where are the envelopes?
Um,
Oh, here we go.
Awkward.
hold on. I think he's got it.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. We're already starting. What is our first category here, Jaku? I know, and here's the thing: the Warpies are a very prestigious award. A lot of people have been extremely proud to win it throughout the years, so I know this is a big deal. We take great pride in this. I want everyone to know that all votes are sealed until the very end because that's when we decide it.
Yep.
Yeah, all precautions have been taken. None of the nominees were notified beforehand. So you all know this is a very prestigious, honest award that's going on right now.
Yes.
No bamboozles.
No bamboozles.
No bias.
And no
No
ties.
bias.
There'll be no
Exactly.
ties
Yeah.
this year. Awards
Yeah.
given explicitly to only one person,
One
place,
winner. Really?
thing, whatever
Okay.
it is.
Like
Yep.
Among Us, we have 3 people. Someone's getting voted off.
Someone's getting voted
Exactly.
off. Yeah.
So
All right.
so first category of the night, X-Water.
Do we want? Let's jump in. Let's open up with the big one. Let's go with the
Yeah.
big one because there's
That's
been so
how we
much
do
talk
things?
about it already. The game of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a good one to talk about. Pooh, why don't you tell us what your
Start
game
us
of the
off.
year 2020 is?
Okay, my Game of the Year nominee 2020. I don't think this is any surprise for anybody who watches my stream. It is Spelunky 2. Now, this game has kind of flown under the radar this year. It's been outshined by games in the similar genre that may be a bit easier. It's been outshined by the big AAA releases that came out this November, and of course the release of the PlayStation 5. But quite frankly, people are sleeping on this game, and I'm starting to see it pick up even more on Twitch right now than it was when it first launched. And that's because Spelunky 2 provides some of the most dynamic, most incredible, most amazing, solid, top rogue platforming gameplay that you will ever see. On top of being just filled to the brim with secrets and things to discover, it's also dick deep hard. It will crush your soul and make you feel horrible about yourself. Just completing the game on the easiest setting or the easiest ending, the any percent is an accomplishment that takes most gamers 40 to 50 hours. Completing the game in its final, truest form is something that requires basically perfect gameplay for over 3 hours. It's incredible. It's amazing. Spelunky 2 is not just my game of the year. It is my favorite game of all time.
I didn't know we were writing down our game of the year and descriptions.
I didn't write that. That was all
That
off
was
the top of the dome. That was
Yeah.
all off the top of the dome, and that's because I love Spelunky too.
Wow.
Yes,
Way to make me foul this one up, X-Water.
I know.
I have to follow it up too. You want me to go next?
Yeah.
I can go next if you want.
I mean, no, we should go based on the list, and that gives you a little bit of extra. My game of the year goes to none other than Animal Crossing, because this is the game that bridged the gap between reality and real life for people staying at home and being quarantined, and helped people get over, this whole Corona thing. I think it's given people a way to stay at home while still enjoying company with their friends and loved ones, and offers hours and hours of gameplay that you've never played before in any other previous Animal Crossing game.
It was
That
incredible.
last part was lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that different.
No, it's the same.
Yeah, but still, it is really good. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll be straight
Yeah.
up. Yeah, it is really good.
My nomination was hard. I wanted to toss it to Ghost of Tsushima because I love Ghost of Tsushima. I think it did a lot of really great stuff this year. It had some of the best multiplayer game design I've seen in a game, and that is wild considering that it didn't launch with that as a feature. It just came as added on free DLC. So it didn't make the cut for me. Instead, I chose Hades because I believe that I've enjoyed my roguelikes, my roguelites, whatever they're called. And I've had fun with them over time. I've played One Step from Eden. I've played Slay the Spire. I've played Gungeon. All the Crypt of the Necrodancer. All those games that have that same haha, go and explore the dungeon and get your item and make a build and try and win it. And if you don't, try it again. But Hades took that and made it actually incredibly engaging. It made it. What my favorite thing Hades did was not give you any fucking items that have no description. You got to go look up a Wikipedia for it. You just know what the power-ups do. It all just makes sense. It was an incredible game. It just blew every expectation out of the water once I did play it. And I went in expecting a lot because of how much everyone was hyping it up by the time I had gotten around to it. Literally just some of the greatest gameplay in a roguelite I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, not to toot Hades' horn anymore as well, but the way it tells its story and encourages people to play again because of that, by what feels like a near endless story, and you keep opening up gameplay. I've completed Hades, I don't know, 50 or 60 times, and now I've just opened up a dating simulator inside of it. It just keeps going and is very, very good. Not to keep tooting that horn, because obviously I want you two to vote for Spelunky, but I do got to give a lot to Hades.
Yeah. Well, we do have to vote now, and I don't know, we got some good nominees on the table, but I'm torn.
Let me ask you this: what game did all three of us play and do a podcast in?
I know. Animal Crossing.
I
We did
know.
Survivor.
I mean,
we made Deal or No Deal. We did Animal Crossing Ninja Warrior. Animal Crossing gave us so much.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me because Spelunky is my favorite game of all time, and but here's the thing: is I have to admit right now that Spelunky's not going to win.
Yes.
I understand neither one of you are going to vote for it because neither one of you are played it mostly, and I know that is because you're scared little wussy boys. I have a ton of hours in both of these games, but I feel like the thing is, going back to Animal Crossing feels like a chore, whereas I feel like I will go back to Hades for a long, long time. For a long, long, long time. And that is why my vote is going to go to Hades for Game of the Year. But despite the fact that Hades, I kind of hate Hades in the fact that it ruined the hype for Spelunky. People were just like, I can get my shit pushed in on Spelunky over here, or I can play this roguelike in Hades and win pretty quickly. I don't know, Jim. So anyway, Hades.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Animal Crossing had so much awesome stuff that it offered us, but the thing that is interesting about it is Animal Crossing at its core, what it did was kind of an underwhelming game.
Yeah.
we had a lot. There's so many things that didn't work well in that game, like not being able to place items down when you have friends over, having to watch a 3-minute cutscene every time someone flies into your island. Like there were so many like things that made it so challenging to enjoy that game, and yet we still like. I think when I look at my Nintendo Switch like year-end review, it was my 3rd most played game this year out of all of my Nintendo Switch games, which is like all I play because it's what I stream. Like even with the difficulties it had, I still just kept playing it and I had fun with it. And while I can't really credit Animal Crossing for the things that came from it, I also kind of have to. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like me saying Mario Maker wasn't great. It was the creators in it that were great, but the tool of Mario Maker, you know, like gave those creators something to build in, which is kind of like what Animal Crossing did for us. They didn't make it easy, but they did do it. So
Yeah,
I gotta give it to Animal Crossing, man. It saved.
Are you fucking kidding me? What am I doing
saved
here?
us.
What am I doing here? Well, I feel like I just got bamboozled by you, X-Water. Like, I feel like I just got supremely bamboozled.
You know, when I
Welcome to the
started talking there,
podcast.
my intention was to vote for Hades, and as I kept talking, I was convincing myself more and more that it belongs to... It saved 2020, dude. We went into lockdown. Like, I literally went on dates in Animal Crossing at the start of this fucking year, dude. Like, it saved 2020.
I can't argue that. Fair. You know, I think that's an absolutely fair outcome. I just feel sandbagged like shit.
Well, next, you know what? You don't have to vote. You don't have to vote first.
Jakku.
Next category.
I hope Jakku votes for Hades for some weird reason.
Splunky is a game.
No ties.
No, I'm sticking with Animal Crossing. It was the game that transitioned a lot of us into this whole quarantine thing. And it was a game for Warp World, the game of the year for sure. It put us on quite a big map.
Oh yeah.
So like no other game this year has changed my lives and other people's lives as much as Animal Crossing. To me at least.
Yeah.
So
what a switch up we had there. Wow, crazy. Absolutely remarkable.
All right, let's move on to the congratulations, Animal Crossing, for becoming a Warp World Podcast Game of the Year. It does make sense that in this podcast that was spent about a quarter of the year recording from Animal Crossing that it does win our award. I will refrain from holding this against X-Water and further.
I appreciate that.
Sandbagged. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the hot take of the year. We'll start with you, X-Water.
All right, hot take of the year. My favorite hot take of this year was: is Google Stadia unethical for consistently dropping bad takes just to make it onto the Warp World podcast and other news coverage websites?
Yeah. Which brings me to my hot take of the year nominee, which was from a person who is a somewhat bigwig at Google Stadia. Should content creators pay a fee for the games they stream? I.e., should they be giving the games part of the money they make from YouTube and Twitch and the tickety talks?
Yeah, like, do we pay a licensing fee?
Yeah, on top of buying the game.
Jakku, I'm interested in. I'm interested with yours because I feel like we can talk about it a little too.
I think we can. So my hot take is around Nintendo and the whole free melee thing. And I'm saying Nintendo's not the bad guy in all this. And people need to just leave them alone. Leave Nintendo alone.
Well, you're not saying that. That was the hot take. Are you saying that?
Or am I?
Is that what
I don't
you're
know.
saying?
I would
Who
love
knows
to
what
hear
I'm
the
saying.
elaboration. I would love to. Because
Go ahead.
I would. Okay, so this is a tough subject because we ourselves had an issue with this in a way, not in a free melee type thing, but we're in a position where a bigger company uses our stuff, and so that's something, or uses a very similar name to one of our products, and so we understand trademarks in that regard. Nintendo has every right to prevent people from using their games in unauthorized ways using software, and or for tournaments and stuff with big mass appeal that millions, well, not millions, but thousands of people probably see and might think is Nintendo's like actual IP and changes. And so in order for Nintendo to actually like retain those rights, they need to take action against these sort of things. And so, that is one of the things that Nintendo did this year with free Melee and the use of Slippy. They didn't want that being used, and it's created like a snowball effect where it was like a little crazy, I would say. They went a little crazy on it, but like at first, banning Slippy makes sense from their perspective because it's protecting their copyright and their trademarks and all that fun stuff. But the way that they ended up, canceling other things afterwards, I'm not exactly a fan of. But I don't think Nintendo's necessarily in the wrong on this. But I also don't like defending companies just because they're companies. So yeah. It's a tough one, though.
I get where you're coming from. I definitely get where you're coming from, where it's like the result sucks, right? Like no one is stoked that the Melee community got screwed over with this. Mm-hmm. But the logic there does exist on Nintendo's behalf. Is it a great result? No. But do they have a reason for doing what they did? It seems like it. So I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I hate everything about that, what Nintendo did, obviously, because it's not too far from ROM hacking or honestly what we do.
Yeah.
And,
trust me. It worries me. It absolutely worries me.
And I think it's a slippery slope. And also I think it's, I think when you punish the people who love your game the most, it's eventually someone's going to reach out and take those customers from you. And I don't know. I just think it's short-sighted on a 20-year-old game you're not re-releasing.
Yeah, I think Nintendo's very, very strict in this sort of stuff. When they can, right? There's instances where they can't do anything. We're kind of an exception to that with a lot of stuff that we do. They can try, but there's been, cases in the past and they've lost. And so like we're banking on them remembering those lessons. But there's, it is kind of silly. It's a 20-year-old game. And people are trying to play it safely and Nintendo comes in and be like, no. So yeah, there's definitely, reasons to not like Nintendo for that. This is getting a little off topic of, hot takes and all that. But one thing I like to think about is like Nintendo, for everything that they do wrong, they still make more money than anyone pretty much. And like, we all think they make,
because we're suckers.
We are suckers, but
we all think that, but if their decisions are so bad, there should be less suckers every year.
Okay. Do you, I think they make money though in spite of those decisions because their IPs are so loved and their IPs are so, and we can debate why their IPs are so loved. Maybe because they're so protected, or maybe it's just because the main buying class right now is people that are ages 18 to 40 that have a deep nostalgia boner for Nintendo. Does that make sense? Like I just like Mario's been in our lives since we've been a kid, so like we're the main buying class right now. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like Nintendo does all that in spite of those decisions.
Yeah. No, you're right.
They definitely have a firm hold on. Yeah. They have a firm hold on us, like on the people who grew up with it. But I wouldn't underestimate the amount of power they have selling to the under 18 crowd.
What do I want to say? If Nintendo was peddling me Halo and Assassin's Creed and those IPs, I don't think we're so for, you know what I mean? We're not like, I would just be like, oh yeah, I'm not buying that game.
Yeah.
But when it's like Zelda or Smash or Mario, none of us, and we're not alone in this by any means, could say no to that, because when you look at my background right here, like, oh my God, here's my Nintendo, here's my Mario, back here, there's my Zelda shoes. Like, there's my Rob the Robot. You know what I mean?
But
like,
we're bad examples for this because we are people who literally decided to make careers out of our obsession with Nintendo products, right? Like, of course, we love these games.
Yeah, but everybody loves them. That's what I'm saying, though, because like we're also the main buying class. We're the 18 to 40-year-old main consumer class right now.
But do you not think that there's like every teenager out there who's super into Smash Bros, every kid out there, a grade schooler, middle schooler who's super into Pokemon and Splatoon, like I'm sure the 18 to 40-year-olds who have those kids, or even older perhaps, are buying the games for them, but like, that's...
I think the argument that you would be making is that they're making more money because of these seemingly asinine decisions that we think are bad.
I don't necessarily think they're making more money because of the decisions. I think that they value the strength of their reputation, that they believe the long-term beneficial decision is to not have something like Slippy in a big, highly visible tournament.
To not have like, a 3-minute loading time into Animal Crossing when you go into it, like when you go to a friend's island.
I sidetracked us. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And my argument would be that they, based on the strength of things like their gameplay, of things like their innovation of the Switch and how we play games, or the Wii in the past, with things like the strength of their IP to tug at the nostalgia bone, and the, like the way that Mickey Mouse has been there our whole lives, and the way that Mario's been there our whole lives. Like, now people have grown up with Mario's. Like, now, like, my kid knows who Mario is. You know what I mean? He's 2 years old and he already knows who Mario is. He can point him out and look at him because he's surrounded by him all the time. Like, that Nintendo makes money in spite of those decisions because of those things.
Yeah.
That would be my thesis.
Yeah, they will continue.
Yeah.
I agree. They will continue to make money no matter what they do, unless they cross the line where it comes to the point where we decide not to buy their products. That's absolutely true. And
I don't know if there's a line that exists for that. Maybe if they killed babies.
Right? Yeah.
Puppies.
If they killed babies, I wouldn't pick up the next Pokemon game. I might still buy Mario.
Are you sure?
I might still buy Mario.
Exactly.
Drop off
Right.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Like, all right, like Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 drops tomorrow, but you found out that like Nintendo was like funding some low-level genocide. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, right?
Well, I think
is it more or less than Apple?
Not support the low-level genocide funding company here.
Well,
I'm gonna go with that final answer.
Is it higher or lower than Apple? And what about Amazon? Where does Nintendo compare between those two?
Between overall negative world quality output.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know where this goes.
Let's bring this too back to hot take of the year. So I'll place my vote.
That's the hot
Honestly,
take of the year.
Jakku just had it right there. Yeah, that's my vote. Nintendo's not the bad guy with the free Melee thing.
No, the hot take of the year is: would you play Breath of the Wild today?
If Miyamoto had a gun.
You found out today that Nintendo's funding low level genocide.
Can you define this? Can you use it in a like?
I don't know what low level.
I didn't know there was multiple levels to it.
I don't know what there is.
It's
so
like,
let's not even.
At level 3, it gets the ability to teleport. Like, what do you?
Okay, they're killing off like a sacred. Let's say like they're killing off like a sacred animal for fun, for no reason other than to spite someone. However, it's like an ugly lizard. Like it looks like a butt cheek.
What if they believe that this
it's not
lizard,
like a koala bear or something, you know?
What if they believed killing this lizard is what gives them the success, and they stopped during the GameCube era?
They probably do believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
were
very
killing it.
hypothetical.
Let's
They
go with
weren't
the
killing it.
assumption that they believe it is necessary.
So they, yeah,
There
I
you
mean, of course they believe that's necessary.
Otherwise,
I
they
mean,
wouldn't
no
be
one
doing
commits.
it, yeah.
I don't think many people are committing low-level genocide without believing it's necessary. I think that's part of the thing of it.
I don't
If I've
want to
learned
laugh at
anything, if I've
genocide.
learned anything from, no, I don't either. If I've learned anything from video games, but I'm just saying in this hypothetical, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh man,
yeah,
Wait.
it's like a creature, not like
These Warpies
you
took
know.
a
Like a
real weird
Yoshi.
turn real early into the night.
Are you having them kill Yoshis? Is that what you're saying?
That's
Anyway,
genocide.
Let's go
All right.
ahead and transition into the transition of the year.
Smooth.
Which I think we'll just go ahead and give it to that transition I did.
That's pretty good.
Moving on to biggest story of the year.
All right, let's go. Jaku, you can lead us on this one.
This is more of stories. But this is cyberpunk delays. Like this told a story all year. Every few months, your hopes and dreams would get dashed and torn up, and they'd be like, "Nope, sorry, delayed." So yeah, the biggest story of this year is cyberpunk delays.
I mean, I would add to that even like that would count Cyberpunk's release.
And the following saga. Absolutely.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, I would count that all as one big story too.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna go with when, and this was, remember, this is in 2020. I'm gonna go with when Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch
That was 2019.
for reasons unknown, still to this day.
Not true. That one guy knows.
That one guy knows.
And
Yeah,
there-
slasher.
People know. Well, that's what's even wild about it. People know, and like this is like the video game industry. I don't know if y'all know this, but nobody keeps secrets in the video game industry.
Yeah.
Which still makes me just wonder even more what it is now that we're bringing it back up. But you know, needless to say, Dr. Disrespect is just out there streaming on YouTube like nothing even happened, and
Yeah.
well, I don't know if we'll ever know what did.
That was because that was like a story for like 3 weeks in a row for us, because it was like, are we going to learn this week?
Yeah.
Are we not? So
Yeah.
like, and yeah,
We
that's a
followed
big
that
one.
saga until we got bored of it because, you know,
Right.
it was 2 weeks. What am I supposed to do? Keep focus on something for that long? Ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been for mild genocide.
What a callback, Jaku.
Nah, I stole that from Bodega Kitty.
Oh, I see. Yeah. My biggest story this year is less of like a story, but it was more like a moment on the show, and the presentation of the story was when we bamboozled Pooh live when we were covering the Animal Crossing Survivor story, and we brought
that's so
Tater
good.
on to essentially berate you and yell at you live for the quote unquote betrayals of the show, and it was just so much fun to throw you into that fire, dude.
That was so
That was
funny.
a fun story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
real
Yeah,
fun. Real fun, he says.
she's made a whole career off that one moment of like she acts like it's like she acted like it was the worst thing ever. She's the second one voted off. You know what I mean? I'm glad I did it. I don't regret it at all.
Hey, it worked out. It worked out for her, right? But
Yeah, after that, I was like, how do I get off this podcast? Thank God for the NFL football. You know what I mean? Like,
it all comes together. Biggest story of the year. We also have one anonymous contribution
Anonymous.
here. Mixer
I'm in.
getting shut down. Biggest story of the year. Mixer getting shut
No,
down.
that was 2019 too. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's
dude, it feels like it.
right.
It really does. Like the dock stuff and Mixer shutting down, even the bamboozle.
It does. Yeah.
Feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
I was reminiscing about some of my like March content this year, and someone's like, "That was this year." I was like, "Yeah, dude.
I know.
Yeah."
Yeah, I mean, Mixer getting shut down was wild. Just not that
It was
not a surprise in that it was like anyone thought it was doing well, because no one thought Mixer was doing
No one
well.
expected it was doing well.
It was just a surprise because I think everybody thought they were gonna have a big, giant, long Xbox-like runway to make a play.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like it just felt like when Microsoft went all in on Ninja and Shroud and started making plays, it felt like they were saying, we're going to fight you, Amazon and Google, on this, because what other choice do we have but to fight Amazon and Google and Facebook? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It started to just feel like a dick measuring contest between the four companies, the four biggest companies in the world that also coincidentally were the four biggest companies in live streaming. So
Yeah, honestly, it was like it's like the company equivalent of buying a gym membership but never going to the gym. They bought all these streamers, they bought all this talent, and then they didn't do anything with it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They kind of just like you're right. Like there's not much else to say about it. Like they didn't do much with it. They tried for a little bit and they're like, it's not working. Let's move on.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Who gets the biggest story this year award? I kind of leaning on. I'm kind of leaning. Oh, I don't know. It's hard. It's between Doc and Mixer
first,
for me.
You vote first.
It's between Doc and Mixer, and I'm gonna verbally.
You gotta make a vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna verbally walk myself around until I land on one, like I did with the game of the year. See, Doc getting banned was such a big story, and it's the biggest mystery of this year. It still is the biggest mystery because we don't know, but it's resolved. Like no one's talking about it, no one cares about it. Whereas Mixer getting shut down was it was way more impactful, you know? And like we've seen Twitch since Mixer gets shut down, and of course the things Twitch does, you know, are things that they line up more than a couple days in advance kind of stuff. But I think the general consensus is it feels like Twitch has gotten a lot more comfortable, feeling a little bit more greedy these last, you know, since their main competition went kind of down under. Mixer getting gone kind of like removed a bit of the competition fire. But that's like a result of the story and not the story itself. I don't know, man. I'm going to give it to Mixer getting shut down. I'm going to give it to Mixer.
Yeah, I think Mixer has the biggest kind of like change in the landscape. Doc being banned was kind of huge, but he's on YouTube and nobody knows why he was banned, and everything seems like the same for him. But Mixer,
very macro on that. Very micro. Sorry. Yeah.
Mixer though shutting down changed the landscape. Like people used to be like, all right, well, Twitch isn't doing what I want. Mixer is, I can go to them. I have a transition I can change to. I had a new path I can take. You don't really have that now. Like YouTube's kind of there, Facebook's kind of there, but like even there, like they're not even what Mixer was yet. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Mixer.
You know what? I got a 3-peat with on that. I mean, just also like Mixer was it was probably the biggest shift to get a lot of streamers more money, which I'm always for. And quite frankly, like the way Ninja and Shroud fleeced Microsoft for combined, you know, like $45 million. Like,
yeah,
mad props to those guys. Mad props to those guys. Like, say what you want about the richest streamers on Twitch. They're nowhere near as rich as the executives at Google or Facebook or Microsoft or Jeff Bezos at Amazon. So I would rather them get it than any of those other guys. So good for them. You know what I mean? Good for them. Yeah. Thanks, Microsoft, for pouring some money into the industry. I hope you try to do it again.
I really do hope they do. Yeah, sincerely.
Yeah. Best non-esports Twitch event of the year.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. So,
I'll give my nomination right away because I know it's not going to win. And I couldn't nominate any of my own things. I nominated GlitchCon, but no, don't vote for that one. It's garbage. It was garbage. Not garbage, but it was like
yeah. It wasn't.
You know
what?
What? You know what? The end results for me were garbage, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It was garbage. I was like, do any Twitch staff watch this? Nah, probably not. We're good. It's garbage.
I will go with Chat Choice Awards, which was pre-GlitchCon. It was just a small stream that Twitch was doing that was kind of fun. But it had Raptor Racing, which is something that Warp World built along with Code HQ. And it was a fun event that got us to kind of work with Twitch a little bit more this year. So that was kind of fun.
I feel like mine's cheating and it auto wins because we all got to actually go, but AGDQ, it was like the last time we had an actual event to go to, right? So
yeah, it was really sneaking in on the year long. Yeah,
it's obviously the best one. But I would like to give 2 honorable mentions. One, to Underground Darts, Cliffy's Underground Dart games. Those were awesome.
It was, you mean Chud?
The Chud, yeah. What
Chicago House of Underground Darts.
That's right. The full name. Yeah,
Yeah,
Chud
please
was
get it right.
amazing. I love Chud. Yeah. But I also would love to give a nomination to Point Crow's Dog Percent race, which I kind of think that maybe counts as esports. So
yeah, I think that was esports.
yeah.
That was
So
fun.
honorable mention
Same.
for that category. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think HGDQ, obviously. I don't think there's no other answer to this one. It was the only event that we all got to go to in person.
Yep.
It feels like a lifetime ago. But it was a lot of fun. It was as much as I don't like Florida, like having it in Florida when it wasn't cold was very nice. And
Oh, it was great.
like actually being able to hang out with friends. It felt like we were hanging out in like June or July. So helped get throughout the year. Yeah.
I'm super excited for GDQs to come back live again because I really love the Florida. I loved that hotel. I loved the location next to Universal. Like I loved that GDQ. That GDQ was super
dope.
great.
And it was nice out. Everybody was like literally in the courtyard. Just getting
the
schmammered
courtyard
every night.
party, man. The courtyard partying was that was so much fun. Yeah, and for me, for someone who does like GDQ is very much my vacations throughout the year. It was nice to. That one felt like a really, really fun GDQ. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Great time. Yeah.
For sure.
Easy.
All right.
That's an easy one.
GDQ
That is
taking
easy
the
just 'cause
Warpie.
it's the only thing we did in live person though.
Yeah. But then we get, of course, we had non-esports event. We need to talk about the best esports event of the year. And Pooh, I'll let you kick this one off again if you'd like.
You know what? I'll go ahead. I will. I wasn't going to nominate anything because obviously I want to nominate Fall Mania, but I'll go ahead and nominate ESA's like Race for the Records that they've done.
Oh yeah, those are sick.
Really, really like those. Yeah, they're super fun. I think they're a really good way to present a speedrunning event, and when people do get the record there, it's really, really exciting. But like in the they've had SM64 ones where they've had multiple records be broken, which is just really, really great. So I'm gonna give a shout out to those ones actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will nominate Fall Mania since we're not gonna make you nominate your own show. Legit, Fall Mania was incredible. The production value ramped up beyond anything anyone expected, and set the stage for broadcaster hosted events. Like it literally blew me away the first time I looked at it and saw the production. Not only that, but the talent, you and Mike hosting, and the game itself was so fun for esports. It was just the perfect mix of fun and competitive, but also friendly and casual, while also having like these sagas that carried from event to event to event, like hoping for Wavy to come back and win and all that stuff. It was a great event. You did a great job. We're proud of you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wavy is sus. I'm gonna vote for the competitor here, the Twitch Rivals Fall Guy competitions. Not for the gameplay and not for the stream content, but for them cleaning up Twitch and getting rid of some of the Twitch bad boys for a few days.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair,
Finally,
you know,
someone's
that's
standing
fair.
up to these cheaters.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it'll always be funny to me that Fall Guys is the thing that got me suspended from Twitch. Like, I think everyone worries about getting suspended from Twitch at least once. But it is always going to be really funny to me that it was Fall Guys of all games that made it happen. I mean that sucks, man. I'm still butthurt about that. I'm not gonna lie, but
it's because it's something you can't go back and fix. Like it's a mark on your record now, even if it's not a big deal.
Record.
But it is there, and it's like, oh man, really? That's what got me. It wasn't even something cool.
It is. And you want to know what's even worse? You know what my official suspension is for, because they have like suspensions and categories, is targeted harassment.
Oh my god.
That sounds bad. That sounds a lot worse that way.
Right? Because it's what they count as stream sniping. And I'm like, but I didn't stream snipe. So why are you saying that I targeted her? You know what I mean? It's something I'm like super duper butthurt about. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't
Yeah.
got. You know what? Before that, I was getting a lot of opportunities from Twitch. They haven't called all winter long now.
It's the holidays. It's not the holidays. I think they did it because Fall Mania was just so much better
That's what I
than
think.
Twitch Rivals.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think. They made me cancel Fall Mania, made me miss
Right.
an NFL game. It was just the whole thing. Was,
And they knew. They're like, if we ban them, you can't do a Fall Mania.
I think that's what they did. You know
It
what
is.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we voting for Fall Mania on this one.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I might need to give a long-winded. No, yeah, we can get it. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, my first Warpie. Yes. Moving on. Best game or wait. Yeah, best
You
gamer
got
of the year.
HGDQ Warpy. Or no, Xwater did that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Best gamer of the year. I'll go ahead and lead this off. I nominated the B721. He's just really good at things.
Yeah.
He's a good
No,
gamer.
he is. Well, in the same respect, I went with Dream, who is just amazing at Minecraft. He got like this crazy world record with like amazing RNG.
Well,
So,
I
like-
think what you nominated Dream for was that the fact that he cheated and nobody cares. Like, what a god gamer that is. Like,
Right,
you know
that's
what I
what it
mean? To
is.
cheat and
This-
nobody even gives a crap.
Yeah, that is pretty ridiculous, honestly. Like,
He gets
They-
caught cheating in Minecraft and he can play with AOC if he wanted. Like, nobody cares.
nobody cares.
It drives me
So-
crazy.
I've never
teaches
heard
the
of this
world you
guy
can
until
cheat.
like the last 4 days, and now all this like everyone is like telling me about these 1 in 7 trillion odds, and I'm like, I don't even know what happened. Like I'm sitting around,
He's
I'm
a
in the
huge
dark on
YouTube
this.
streamer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
he
huge
really
YouTuber.
blew up this year,
Yeah.
which is what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of the teenager and younger age groups. But
the big Minecraft
yeah.
fans, absolutely. Yep.
Yep. But yeah, recently cheating in a speed run potentially. Absolutely.
Where is the honor? Where is the
There is
integrity?
no honor. No thieves. No honor among thieves. All right. Xwater.
My best gamer this year is going to Velhart, and that is because Velhart is, and I always knew he was a great gamer, but watching him play various games this year, it kind of clicked that this guy can be good at any game he wants to be good at. Like when One Step from Eden came out, that game got me super hyped. Spiritual successor to Mega Man Battle Network's combat system. I loved that series. So I got really into that game, and then I'd watch Velhart play that game, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, he was like miles and miles and miles and miles and miles beyond me in that game, and I thought I was really good at it. And then I'd watch him, like, he was the grandfather of half of the Fall Guys esports strats when we started playing that
Yeah.
intensely. And anything he puts his mind to in gaming, he absolutely crushes. So
I mean, he had the Moonmaster record for a while too.
he did, yeah, because he put his mind
Yeah.
to it. Yeah, he's a
Yep.
god gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we got to vote.
I don't think we do.
Yeah, I don't think we vote.
Yeah.
I don't
We
think we
don't-
vote on this one.
There's
think
a
we know.
strict no tie policy, gentlemen.
We're not. It's not a tie. It's
Yeah.
a
As we all know.
It's
yeah.
it's a rescindance.
It's a rescindance.
Is that a
Nobody gets
real
to be the
word?
best gamer. Nobody gets to be the
Rescindance?
best gamer.
Did I
The
make
best
that
gamer
up?
is you.
I'll take
Yeah.
it. My first
winner is
Warpie.
A winner is you.
Okay.
Yeah, a winner is you.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys just don't want to choose between our friends. That's it, right?
No, I'll choose Velhart just because he did work Fall Guys, and Fall Guys
Yeah.
is a game that people thought was going to have no skill involved, and now it actually is like an extremely hard game at the highest level. Like if you go in some of the private lobbies we've had, like I'm sorry, you ain't lucking into a win there at all.
It
No
is very
chance.
true. Yeah.
So it's been kind of funny. Like they're basically scrims, as the kids would call it. Yeah. Best up and coming streamer on the platform. Let's go ahead and Jakku. Why don't you start us off?
I'm going with Dunk Stream, also known as Video Game Donkey, big YouTuber, but he's really taken to Twitch recently, putting out some great content, some really good videos, and just overall god gamer.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't think Donkey counts as upcoming though.
Hey man, he just started streaming recently.
Well, that's fair.
Oh,
cheater.
That
You're
is
a fucking
cheating.
cheater.
That is cheating, and I won't be voting for you. I'm giving mine to Emerald. It's my favorite late night stream right now. He's been grinding Sonic Adventure 2 for who God knows how long, but and Emerald is super chill. I like the vibes. I like the gameplay. Keeps us cool. He finishes runs, and he's been coming up. He's been growing in viewership, and I hope to see him hit partner in 2021.
Cool.
I'm gonna give mine to Snowbike Mike. He did just get partner this year. I've known Snowbike Mike for 10 years now, 11 years maybe. I've known Snowbike Mike longer than I've known my wife, actually. Which is kind of crazy to think about. So longer than 10 years.
Was he always Snowbike Mike then?
Yeah.
Or-
so he's yeah. That's what's really funny about Snowbike Mike is like, okay, first of all, I don't know his other name. I don't even really know if his real name's Mike, for that matter. The reason we call him Snowbike Mike is because he rides a snow bike on the mountain. He doesn't ski, he doesn't snowboard, he rides a snow bike. And a snow bike is exactly what you think it is. What you're picturing in your mind right now is exactly what a snow bike is.
It's like a snowmobile, right?
No, like a bike, but with skis on it. Like,
yeah, as soon as you said it's exactly what you're picturing, I'm like, oh, it's not a snowmobile. It's like a bike.
This whole time
with
I thought it was a snowmobile.
No.
That's called a snowmobile.
Yeah,
well,
that's
I thought like snow bike was a faster way to say that.
No, he's got to use gravity. And this cat's in the park, like getting on boxes and like doing jumps and stuff.
So much cooler.
Oh yeah. And like everyone, like I've seen a lot of people, like, you know, when people rent them, they get wrecked on those. Like, you know what I mean? People might learn to ski, they might learn to snowboard or whatever in a day, possibly. Snow bikes, they're getting wrecked, son, wrecked every time. And Snowbike Mike was just out there, like, making it look easy, making it look fun. And not only that, he's, like, exactly like he is on Fall Mania. He's just like that in real life. Like, that his hype all the time. He gasses everybody up. He's like the ultimate gas you up homie. Like, if you need someone to make you feel good, like, hang out with Snowbike Mike for a day, no matter what you're doing. He's always smiling. Never seen him down. Never seen him have a bad day. And he's a great cat. He's been doing work with like kind of funny video games for a long time, and I've always thought, you know, he's like one of those guys where I always have like wondered, like, how is he not getting big? X-Water, you're one of those guys too, where I'm always like, how is you not have a 1,200 viewers right now? Like, how have you not had that breakout moment too? But it's just like he's one of those guys where I always knew, like, once people started to discover him, he would get big, and this year it's really gone well for him. So he's my up-and-coming streamer. Yeah,
he's crushing for sure.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm voting Snowbike Mike. I like that guy a lot.
You know, you're not even going to give your.
You're not even going to.
Wait, we're voting. Well, you didn't.
We're voting.
I gave mine. Yeah. But voting
done.
For Mike.
He won.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to contest it. Sorry,
voting for Donkey.
Fucking asshole.
I know. Like, I was almost going to give it to you. Well, Jakku using loopholes left and right here.
Yeah, well, Jakku's about to use another loophole for Best New Partner of the Year. Why don't you start us off here, bud?
Yeah. Oh, man. Best New Partner of the Year at Twitch.tv this year in 2020. Ninja. Up-and-coming streamer. Currently, he's sitting at over 10K viewers right now, playing Valorant. And that is like the majority of people that even downloaded the game. So yeah, Ninja for sure. Best new partner on Twitch.
I mean, what can I say? I can't argue your logic. I mean, I'm not even gonna give mine right now because, like, what's the point? You win, you know.
Well, if he gets the majority of votes, he wins. We'll see how it turns. I'm nominating Taterholic as best new partner. Not only, you know, put out some super great Animal Crossing content along with us, but found a home in Super Mario World, and just as of a few days ago, successfully navigated through Dram's butthole, won that bounty that was laid out. It was a big thing that everyone was watching this year, to see someone go from like relatively new to Kaizo to beating one of the harder levels out there was like really, really cool. Mm-hmm. And big shout outs, big props.
Yeah, absolutely 0% chance I'm voting for her. So,
right,
let's go. I'm nominating Twigglesoft, who's an amazing Splunky player. I love that man very much. He's great. We played some co-ops together. But I mean, dude, how am I going to vote against? Can't vote against Ninja. I mean, he fits the criteria here for this. Winning on a technicality.
Fucking Animal Crossing Survivor all over again with these technicalities.
He's winning on a technicality, man. What do you want me to do?
This is going to backfire on you just like it did then. You're going to end up getting matched up against Jakku in some category, and he's going to sneak ahead with the win if you don't step on it now.
I don't think he can win anything here.
There's no
though,
competition here.
There's no competition.
The message stands.
There. We want to give a special shout out here to the Best Speedrunning Achievement of the Year award. We're saying that is bringing non-traditional VR dance game runs to the all-online GDQs. That's really good.
Yeah, just
so.
non-traditional games in general, I think, because it's online.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Games that you couldn't see in a non-online environment.
Yeah. Watching whoever it was who did Half-Life Alyx was hilarious.
The Half-Life Alyx was my favorite. The way they had to actually
get on the floor.
Actually crawl. That was the funniest thing.
We were watching that during the podcast, weren't we?
I think so.
Yeah.
That was my absolute favorite thing of the year, though, like speedrun wise, is watching a Half-Life Alyx run, because this guy is just like crouching, like solid snake style on his ground.
Yeah.
It was just hilarious.
It's funny because the first time we played VR chat, that was like one of the most fascinating things for me was when I laid on the ground and I was at foot level to all of you guys and I got really excited about it.
All right. We going to best ROM hack this year?
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. Let's just go down the list with Pooh first.
I'm going to nominate Splunky 2 Remix by Fingersplit. Well, it doesn't really count as a ROM hack. It's going to be a mod. Like, we're just going to go ahead and use this term pretty loosely. It remixed my favorite game of all time and made it even harder than it is. While also being still extremely playable. It didn't make it boring or too tight that you wouldn't enjoy it. It's still an extremely fun playable game. Absolutely love it. Super pumped on it. Had a great time with it. Can't wait to play it more.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Super Mario All-Stars on the Switch. Technically, I believe it's a ROM hack because it does do some weird hacks to the ROMs.
Hey, you know what? The dialogue has changed in a lot of spots.
Yeah. And, on another technicality, I feel like, a lot of people were excited for this. A lot of people have wanted. This was a topic of the podcast for many, many months, actually. Mario All-Stars, is that coming? It was leaked early this year? And
we had the rumors.
We had so many rumors around it, and it did ultimately become true. Not exactly how a lot of people thought, but still ROM hack nonetheless. So that's my vote.
This man over here.
For me, I have the shameful admittance that I've not played any ROM hacks this year
Breath
that
of
I
Wild,
can
Crowd
remember
Control.
that were released this year.
Why did we even do this?
Breath of the Wild Crowd Control doesn't count as a ROM hack, does it?
Sure it does.
I mean, if it does, absolutely it's going to Breath of the Wild Crowd Control, the single most exciting stream I did this year. But I did have interest in one particular hack. I haven't played it yet, but I really wanted to play Banjo-Kazooie and the Jiggies of Time. It's on my radar.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't played it yet. And there was a bunch of sick hacks that came out in November last year, November 2016. So I'm sitting here, I was Googling them all. I'm like, was it this one? Was it this one? I'm like, shit.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to nominate Jiggies of Time. Yeah, that's going to be my nomination. Live with it.
Now, what way are we swinging on this?
I'm
saying Jiggies of Time is out.
I'm going to give it to Booze.
We're going to give it to mine because I'm the only one that actually played any ROM hacks this year. So let's not.
Jakku technically had something.
Yep.
And I think millions played mine, but I don't really care. So moving on to best meme, which should be just nominating Jakku's nominations here tonight.
Honorable mention.
Best meme. Everything is cake. Wait, that's mine.
That's mine. Yeah, everything is cakes. I was fascinated with that 3 weeks where everything was cakes. Someone bring a knife to a baby, bam, it's a cake. Someone brings a knife to a shoe, bam, that's a cake. Someone brings a knife to a PlayStation, never mind, it's a cake. It was exciting.
Some people take a knife to a cake, it's a box.
I can't handle that.
Yeah. No, thank you.
My nomination is just the entire night that Trump got COVID, and it's not. It was just okay, because it was that was a really at that point in time, it felt like the internet was really, really down.
Yeah.
But for that, they're 6 hours there. there was like this moment of just like sweet irony that a lot of the world was sharing in on. You know what I mean? This just like amazing like amounts of irony, and everyone was just sharing like gifs and memes of things, and it was just it reminded me of old Twitter. You know what I mean? Before it got taken over by the politicians, and just like this like really funny night of everyone coming together and making fun of something that admittedly was completely brought on by himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just one of those like really special fun nights, I gotta say.
It was something special, and like not anyone getting COVID. It's not necessarily a good thing, but like the fact that it happened, like the thing was like, oh, it finally happened is what
it was just,
what the thought process was.
The whole just the entire
leading up to it and everything after it too. Oh my goodness, it was it was an interesting night.
Yeah, it was hard not to just like think to yourself like,
I'm going with I am once again asking meme.
Oh God, that one is
I really
good.
love that meme. Yeah.
With Mr. Sanders.
Yeah.
Just that. Whatever, all the memes with Bernie Sanders have been pretty good to in my mind. I'm a big fan of the you can have a little bit of X as a treat, and I don't know if that was this year or not.
I liked we have whatever at home. That one was good.
My God,
yeah, that's a great one. Yeah.
That one was really good. I mean, there was a lot of good memes this year
for sure.
Absolutely, there were a ton of good ones.
Yeah. Last year had Area 51, which is still just so beautiful to me. Like that might be my favorite meme of all time. But
was that this? That was last year. What? Oh, September. Yeah, it was September. That's right.
Yeah. Naruto running into Area 51.
The videos from that were so good. All right, so we going with COVID.
No, I think I'm once again asking. Asking.
I once again asking.
That was pretty funny.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I can go with it.
I liked that one personally. Yeah.
All right, or take it. All right, this one. None of us. I will first say this. None of us voted for ourselves on this one. Keeping it nice and legit.
Yes.
Sexiest man of Mario on the calendar of the Men of Mario calendar.
Available now.
Yeah, available now. Where
on the Warp World Twitter?
There it is. Falcon getting it.
Oh,
he had the link.
This
Amazing.
legend. What a legend. Beautiful.
All right. So I will start because I'm in the list first, and I went with no other than December. Panga.
Yeah, I mean,
Panga
if you
really
look at Panga's
brought it.
picture,
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
He really did bring it.
Really brought
great.
it. You know, I really respect that he got like the Santa pants and everything.
Right. The suspenders.
The suspenders. The suspenders
really did it.
Yeah, that's what
makes it.
sold it. Yeah.
Yeah, the suspenders really makes it. The leg cross, you know what I mean? The casual, like it's like super casual, and not to mention the abs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna nominate our cover star, Failstream, who's in what can only be described as looks like a children's bathtub. Showing his feet because again they can't sit in the bathtub because it's a children's bathtub. Talking on a rotary phone, which God knows how he got that too.
Right, yeah. Like what the
where did he even get the rotary phone is my thing. Like, you know what I mean? Not that he thought like, oh, I need to put a prop in it. Like I'm assuming he didn't go out and buy that. Like he
probably had it lying around. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was in
was it
the
hooked up
vicinity of
still?
his home.
Also, I just want to say, I'm 95% he was completely naked in there too.
Oh,
so.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
I could ruin the illusion there, but I won't.
Oh, you know?
Do
I
not.
do. I
Oh,
do
Do
wow.
not ruin. I don't want to know anything for sure on that.
Yeah.
Just let me live. Just let me live in a world where I don't know the answer to that question.
I love how each calendar entry went either like raw sex or like entertaining and funny, right? Like
Yes.
there was no casual in between where someone's like maybe like maybe Beast was the casual in between where, you know, I don't know what it is about
I
his
don't know,
man,
man.
but the way
That
he's looking
look
into
he
the
gave us.
camera in that
Yeah,
shot is
it's
like,
sexy.
dude, I never
He's just
I
sexy.
never noticed how beautiful Beast's eyes are. That's all I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying.
Beast is just sexy. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that one makes sense.
Beast is sexy, which we can give an honorable mention, but my nomination has to
Yeah,
go
I
to
mean-
we like this. It's got to be the winner. There's no one beating Cliffy, dude. There's no one beating Cliffy, despite how great everyone else's shots were. Like, not even the three of us can stand up to the magnificence of that spread. I'll call it.
Yeah. I mean, again, not sure if he went. Actually, I'm positive Cliffy was full nude. Actually, I'm 1,000% positive Cliffy was full nude. I mean, for a couple things right off the bat, we got to talk about this Cliffy pose. One, excellent use of cornucopia, like
Yes.
incredible cornucopia use, which also like, and can I tell you guys the original vision I had for the Men of Mario Maker calendar? It was someone standing there with a Wii U gamepad in front of their dick. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God.
so Cliffy kind of like fulfilled that, but with, you know, the November theme.
At first, I thought you just said we, actually, and I'm like, how?
No, not the Wii.
But the Wii U gamepad, sure.
The Switch, you could have the Switch side. Anyway.
Yeah, no Joy-Cons.
Yes. Is there a way we could bring this up, Xwater, Cliffy's pick, real quick? And by the way, you can own this calendar.
Yeah, I can bring up a shot for our audience at home. For the podcasters, we'll verbally describe it to you for everyone listening.
Yeah. But not only that, then you have the pose with the hard flex in the deep COVID time workouts that Cliffy's been putting in. You can see the sex on him. You can see the muscles rippling through his arms. But then lastly, the classic porn move where while you're naked, you do have something on of the backwards hat that Cliffy is rocking. It's just like chef's kiss. That picture's incredible.
All right,
I saw that picture and I was like, oh God, I gotta take my shirt off for this, don't I? That's what I thought. I was like, I was gonna have like a casual tank top shoulders one, you know, haha, silly. But like after that, I was like, no, I gotta take my shirt off for this.
He truly raised the bar to a level I didn't even think the bar could go to. I didn't even think the bar could get that high.
And I also think by next year's calendar, I think at this point, by next year's calendar, we all know where this is going. You know what I mean? At this point, next year's calendar, it's literally going to be nothing but hot sex. So I know.
And that's what we got here. Yeah. Just incredible.
Look at it. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
Are we just going to keep that up the rest of the day?
You know what? If people want to see it, they're going to have to buy the calendar.
No, I think we got to put that away. Too much freebies right here.
But you can find the calendar, find it in the link in the chat, find it on the Warp World Twitter if you're listening, and
or the show notes maybe.
The proceeds go towards supporting the Trevor what is it? The Trevor Foundation? Is it what it's called? Trevor Project. Yeah, going towards the Trevor Project. So check it out.
Yeah.
These boys put their heart into this. But yeah, Cliffy, congratulations! You win the Warpie, like 100%.
Yeah, you're winning. You know what? You're winning the Warpie in my pants too, Cliffy.
Wow. The Wiimote.
All right. Next category. Best movie this year. Kick us off, Pooh.
I'm going with Disney's Soul, which just came out 2 days ago. So not many people have obviously had the chance to watch it yet. But it is a Pixar movie, and it's a banger. It kind of reminded me of Inside Out. It kind of really addresses some like big, heavy life stuff while still being super cute and also making me feel good about the world. So that's my pick.
All right. I'm going with Bill and Ted 3 because they saved the world, number one. And that's just as good as making the world feel good. But really, because myself and Johnny were able to rent a movie theater and see it this year. And so, didn't get to go to see any movies in theaters this year except for that one. And so for me, it was a really fun time. We had a few friends come out, all socially distanced. It was safe and secure, but it was just a really good time to be able to go out in the theaters and kind of live a little bit in 2020.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one. Mine goes to Borat 2 because I've always loved that movie. I always had a good time with it. I've bonded a lot with my brother over making dumb impressions, and this one was also really good. And I swear, nothing hit harder like the time where I was hanging out with my dad and he puts on some music and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the song they opened Borat with. And my dad's like, no, this is Kalashnikov. Like, this is like the song of our country. I'm like, what? It was just, I just thought it was hilarious and really well done. And Sacha Baron Cohen is very funny. So
That's amazing that you're,
dude, on Christmas Day, we were jamming out to it.
Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah, I did see a lot of good stuff coming out about Soul.
Same.
A lot of interesting things there. I do feel like it's cheating just because, it's best movie of the year, but it did come out this year. But yeah, I'll go with it. I'll let it slide because it's just so good.
For Soul?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, Soul.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? It's on my list. I'm going to watch it. So I will give a pending vote, but I reserve the right on our next 2 episodes to retract it if I don't like the movie when I see it.
You know what?
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
I did. You know what? I will say I did like Borat too, and I think the thing with Borat 2 for me is, and we were talking about this earlier, it both made me feel like every time I laughed, I would be like, I'd laugh really hard, but then I'd always end in like,
Yeah.
because then the overwhelming dread of like, oh my God, these are real people.
Yeah.
Including the guy who stuck his hand down his pants.
The mayor of New York.
The former mayor of New York.
Mayor of America, right? That's what he's
the
his
word.
title.
Yeah. He was America's mayor
mayor.
that time during the word. Oh my! It really, you know what? It does really make you rethink all of those moments. Doesn't it? Like just. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to get into politics, but
Yeah.
let's go to question asker of the year, where we nominate who asks the best questions out there on for the Warp World podcast. Who writes in the best emails?
Yeah.
Give it to us.
I'll start us out. You know, they've been a long time question asker and haven't walked away with the Warpy yet. But this year, I'm putting my foot behind Rated R. The quality of the questions, the quantity of the questions, both of them very high this year. And just, every month we got at least 2 banger questions from Rated R this entire year for all the podcasts. And always has great ways of like introducing and like saying, hey, you guys, but in his fun ways.
New original intros. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going with Bodega Kitty. They bring in some good questions. Maybe the quantity is not as much as Rated R, but the quality is top notch. They ask very detailed questions and thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and nominate, I believe, 3-time winner. Have we done this? This is our 4th one. 3-time winner, Manic T. But I got to admit, despite not being on the podcast for half the year, I've noticed that not just Manic T's quality may have taken a dip this year, but certainly their quantity took a dip, missing many episodes over there. Am I holding them to too high a standard, being a 3-time winner? Absolutely, possibly, but I gotta say it is Manic T would be my nomination, but I don't know if it looks good for him.
I love the nomination, and then you go off to list everything wrong with it. Like, what is that, dude?
I like to mention that both Rated R and Manic T are both not in chat, but Bodega Kitty is.
Yes,
oh,
that
well,
is true.
I think then at that point, which by the way, shout out to our good friend Kate who just rated us.
Thank you, Kate.
I think if you guys are gonna vote, for the home team right here, I mean, we got to give it to Bodega Kitty, right? She's in chat.
She's in chat.
Yeah.
Rated R. Oh.
Don't tell them I didn't fight for you, Rated R. Maybe next year, dude.
Maybe next year. I'm not gonna lie. That was literally the thing that lost it for Rated, I think, right there. But hey.
Yeah. Also,
Bodega Kitty also edited the calendar, so
yeah. And she just mentioned in chat that she's about to gift subs if she wins. So absolutely, goes to Bodega Kitty.
You know what? Did I
Nice.
tell you
this
that
is the
you've
highest
also?
amount of corruption we've ever had in our voting. This is
Can I also say, yeah,
We're a
right
real
now that
award show.
Bodega Kitty, Bodega Kitty also won Best Twitch Chatter with a pink name, right there, and Best Underscored name. Also,
best cat themed name. Yep.
Best cat themed name. Yeah, lots of
Best
awards
use
over
of-
there for
Of
Bodega
lowercase
Kitty.
characters.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yep,
Also, best wrong sent DM, which she sent to my Instagram, which I would have never known if she hadn't told me. So all these awards she has won tonight, going
What a
home with
sweep.
them. So after that, yeah, wow, congratulations. Yes.
And to Kate, sorry, you actually have to compete against Wavy for shortest
Yeah.
name and Jakku.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a lot of.
you got to go
fours.
alphabetical. And J comes before K.
I actually sat here doing the alphabet in my head when you said that.
Also same. Also same. Let's go. Biggest disappointment this year, which brings me to Kate. No, I'm joking. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Wow.
Wow.
Slash
I'm just playing,
unhost.
We are looking
I'm
for a
just
new
playing.
podcast host, by the
Yes,
way.
yes.
Wow.
I know. I'm getting kicked off after this. No, my biggest wait, actually, let's start off with you, Jakku. Your biggest
Yeah.
disappointment this year.
So this is a rather recent disappointment, and Nintendo earlier this month, actually showed off Super Nintendo World finally, letting us know that it's opening up in February, and everyone was so happy and like, oh, great, something to go look forward to doing next year. This is gonna be great. Well, Japan has other plans. They've locked down and are not allowing any tourists to show up into Japan right now. And so, if you have any idea or any plans to go to Nintendo World, nope. You're going to be disappointed. So that's my biggest disappointment this year.
Yeah, that's.
Thanks a lot, Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in that. Yeah.
Mine isn't personal, but my biggest disappointment this year is Cyberpunk 2077. I feel like that disappointed a lot of people. So, I don't really need much more to add there. Cyberpunk kind of missed where it wanted to hit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my disappointment this year is just COVID. Just everything it entailed. Everything we missed. Everything that we want to do, everything that is now a pain in the butt. And all the annoyances that it has. Yeah. Just general.
That virus was a pretty big bummer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really put a damper in my social life, I will say.
Really harsh the vibe.
Yeah.
All right, I think, but we can't go to Nintendo World. But that's honestly
I know.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like I hate this nominee wins, but
Yeah, it's got to be COVID. We got to give it to COVID.
Yeah.
Congratulations to COVID's first Warpie.
Hopefully it's last.
Like, that's
Most contagious virus.
yeah, it's like where one person starts clapping really loud and realizes no one else is clapping.
But yeah, hopefully this is its one and only Warpie.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Biggest pop off right here. I'll go ahead and send my nomination. You go ahead.
That's what I was going to do, but I couldn't remember what it was called, Pooh. And so I didn't write it.
Oh, well, you
But-
can nominate me then.
Okay.
You go ahead and nominate me.
All right. I nominate Pooh for his $7.99 on Splunky 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I popped
Just-
off.
He popped
Yeah.
off.
That was a good pop off.
If you Google pop off like Grand Pooh Bear, that shows up on Google.
Yeah. I popped off.
I nominated. I thought this one wasn't like a traditional pop off. Wasn't super extreme, but something about it was just like really warmed my heart. When Fant won Fall Mania, I think it was 3. And it got rated into and got the big dono and everything. Like Fant's a pretty calm person. Not. I'd say like if I had to be in a category of like level of calm, he's on the other side of the spectrum where I'm like this rambunctious asshole. He's very, he's well kept, well maintained. So when he was like getting really excited and you could see it on his face and he was like a little flustered, it was just so fun to watch. And he went and he got the Red Bull and he was going off about how it's his first ever Red Bull. And it was just so wholesome to watch. And that pop off, I think, was pretty special to me. So that's going to be my pop off of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tim the Tapman's one and only crown that he won in
That was a
Guys.
good one.
That was a good
That
one.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah, it was fun, and that was fun to watch. And I think it's kind of fun because I've talked about this on stream lately, and something I've learned this year. There's two types of gaming content that I think really has mass appeal, and that's people that are really good at, and I'm talking like just pure gameplay.
Yeah.
wise. People that are really, really good at a game, or people that are really, really good at a different game being bad at a separate game that
Yep.
they should have no reason to be bad at. Yeah. So
that was absolutely, that's
Him not getting crowned so many times, it almost seemed staged. Like
it did feel
how,
like it for
how
a little
outrageous
while.
some of it looked, but it's like you couldn't do that, which was the craziest part about it. But yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's throw down the votes. Pooh, why don't you vote first?
I was gonna vote for myself because I
Yeah.
like winning, but when I really thought about it, I think I gotta vote for Tim the Tapman, and just because it weirdly like reverberated through the gaming world, which is such a dumb thing to say about a fucking crown and
Yeah, one
Fall
crown
Guys,
and
but
Fall
it
Guys.
really did. It really did. Everyone's like, "Oh, did you hear Tim finally got a win?" I was like, "You bitches, I got like 110 right now.
Yeah.
Why are we worried about this?" But I mean, it was fun. It was fun. You know what I mean? It was fun.
yeah. I think I gotta go with that one for you as well. Like yours is good, but like his really kind of resonated throughout the gaming space. It trended on Twitter. Like it was trending on Twitter when he wasn't winning, and then when he did, it trended even harder. So
ESPN made a documentary about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like what the ridiculous.
Yeah. You know what? That's fair. I'll roll with you guys. Pooh, you were gonna have my vote if it was going the right way, but
I know.
Yeah.
That's all right. You know what? I care about the integrity of the game.
Yep.
Okay. But to anyone else out there, I'm very cheap to buy. It's a cheap vote. So
Gift
next
subs.
category, best content of the year, and that is any sort of YouTube series, stream concept, etc. So Pooh, do you want to start us off?
I mean, I would like to nominate my holiday special because it was awesome.
I think that's valid.
but
That's a very
can I
valid
do that?
nomination.
Can
Yeah.
I nominate my own? I mean, you know what? I was gonna nominate anything Sushi Dragon does because Sushi Dragon, even right now as we speak, Sushi Dragon is doing something on stream that looks incredibly complicated, weird, and fucking awesome. Sushi Dragon is the, like, what do I want to say? He's like the core of Twitch to me. He's like content.
If Twitch was a persona.
Yeah, if content could come out and be a person, it's Sushi Dragon to me. You know what I mean? The general idea of content, the energy of that word could travel out and be a human. That's Sushi Dragon to me. But you know what? Screw that. I'm selfish. I'm gonna nominate my holiday special. It was awesome. We raised $46,000. It was super fun. It was wholesome as fuck, and it had Ralph the Elf. So
yeah,
I'm gonna nominate.
Yeah,
All
Ralph
right.
the Elf. He's incredible.
Yeah.
My nomination is going to go to our homegirl, the Dragon Feeny, for hosting what was probably the hottest saga of anything that happened in Animal Crossing. Probably the hottest thing that happened, and that was Animal Crossing Survivor. At least within our wide scope of community, it pulled in the hearts of so many people. It was like a legitimate, exciting reality show for everybody who was watching, and it carried the real Survivor feel. It was such an incredible like putting it together, especially that last week, was crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of work that went into that content, it was just so good. Animal Crossing Survivor saved 2020. I'll say it.
Yeah. No, Animal Crossing Survivor was amazing. I'm going in a different direction. I'm not a particular stream or content, but just like gameplay in general is Among Us streams. Like I think what people have done with that game and how it's already grown from just the typical game to like proximity chat and all that voice and all that stuff, like all of that stuff is just insane. And so like just Among Us in general, I think it's my content of this year because like the game itself is cool. And the people you follow, you can go to another stream and still have that same level of enjoyment because it's the game. So it's not necessarily but the personalities are great too. Like there are certain personalities you match up together and you're like, holy shit. But just all of that stuff in general, Among Us. Yeah. And I had to check over what Sushi Dragon's up to and what the fuck?
Shit, now I want to check. Damn.
He has like fake ads, which are amazing, by the way.
Yeah. I do. When I'm just want to have something like he's like a screensaver to me almost. You know what I mean? Because it's so wild and there's so many weird things, and I always want to like watch him because I'm like, maybe I can steal one of these dumb ideas he has. You know what I mean? But like even if I wanted to, I could never figure out how to do what he does.
Yeah,
with the team of Warp World that we got, you could. We could.
Oh yeah, totally. We could. I mean, I could ask our Warp World team to do a ton of dumb ideas that I have, but like. We're already working on a ton of not dumb ideas. So.
Yeah.
I've just think, dude. I used to ask Jakku all the time back in the day if he could do dumb idea A or B, and he'd have it on. Now I never even bother him with my dumb ideas. I'm like, who can I Fiverr for this one? You know? No, I gotta go with man. I was all set to do Animal Crossing, but I do think Among Us. Like, if for no other reason, like we need to. Yeah, Animal Crossing did make Hollywood Reporter. It made Watch Mojo.
That's
like
true.
Survivor. Animal Crossing Survivor. It was really high up there. It was super awesome. But I mean, Among Us itself has just created so many special moments. And I think one of the things that makes Among Us so special is you can take someone who's played Among Us for 500 hours and someone else who's never played before. And because that person who's never played before can talk their way out of something, you know what I mean? They can be just fine in that game. So I don't know. It's just tough for me.
Yeah.
Tough for me. I'm like splitting my vote.
It is tough.
No, yeah.
It is tough.
It's tough.
The Among Us streams really, they really have been like the best content. Like anyone right now can put out an Among Us video and that's automatically going to be like one of the things people really want to watch because that is fun. It just is. And you're totally right. Any group you have has a different dynamic. As long as like everyone is there to have fun, it ends up being that. And so it is hard to say, but I'm keeping my vote on Animal Crossing Survivor just because it was just so special to me. It just was.
This is tough. I'm the deciding vote.
It was so special. Yeah, it was so special on it. I do agree. I like Animal Crossing Survivor was one of the most fun things I've ever been a part of. Yeah.
For me, Animal Crossing Survivor was very different, I guess, in a way. Like
you're the winner.
I was the winner, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a stressful time playing because that was when Turnip Exchange was blowing up. Like during that entire saga, like I'm also dealing with Turnip Exchange, and like there was times where I'm like, guys, I'm kind of like in the middle of fixing something while we're like doing challenges, and it's like I was in it, but I was also doing all this Animal Crossing stuff. So like it's a very stressful time. Winning it was absolutely amazing. It's the way it came down to it. I did not believe it was gonna turn out how it did. So yeah. So I don't know. It's so tough. Why do I have to decide?
You got to pick.
Oh.
Yeah, we really put you in a rough position here. Sorry, Jakku.
I mean,
no ties. No ties allowed.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to go with Among Us then.
Okay.
For two reasons. One, why I did win Animal Crossing Survivor. By choosing Among Us streams, I'm going to win the most Warpies nominated / winning again. So that gives me another win in that category. And two, like I'm going to continue to watch Among Us streams for a while. And like I hope there's an Animal Crossing Survivor too, but yeah, it's just I know there's going to be more Among Us.
You're right. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
That was a hard one to get through. There was some strong competition there.
Did Kate just find out that we made turnip exchange?
She did, yeah.
Just find out.
She's tripping about it in the chat. I love it.
I like this one guy in chat that said no to her. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, she just found out that we are the company that made turnip. Maybe Jakku coded it all, but you know what I mean. Like
me and
the
me
company,
and Ross.
and Chud, and Chud. You know what I mean? Yeah, and
3 days.
Somehow
3 days.
And somehow, me and Xwater get to snag on some of that credit, baby. High five, Xwater. Great job, Warp World team.
I'm helping.
Yeah. Guest of the year. Let's go ahead and get our noms right here. That's guest on the Warp World podcast. Jakku, lead us off.
I'm going with one out of oh shit, I could have nominated them for like up and coming streamer. But Fef. Fiend's number one, really. He's the technical side. More to the technical side. He's got a lot of things, but it was great having a good chat with him. You know, me and him usually chat once every GDQ. We have long chat, so we had that in the beginning of the year. And it was nice to have him on the podcast to have that sort of chat. But just overall, he takes a different approach to Twitch, and so getting his take on all that stuff is always good. And then it did lead to me and him and Xwater playing Ghost of Sushi. So definitely a good time there.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. Fef doesn't have any opinions that aren't incredibly well thought out. So he's so interesting to talk to about Twitch related things because he'll say something and then he'll be able to explain exactly every aspect about that reasoning, like how to grow or a good strategy. Like he really, really, really knows what he's talking about. And it's fun. It's fun to get to have those conversations with him for sure.
Yeah.
My nomination for guest of the year, though, is going to go to Point Crow because that was such a fun episode. He's charming. He's cool. Honestly, Point Crow's just a super, super dope dude. And I think we just had that's like one of this year's best episodes in my mind. Not to say that any of our other guests haven't been incredibly fun. It was so hard to choose, but like that one definitely stuck out a little for me.
Yeah, there's one that I wish we could nominate too, but we'll get to it after Pooh's nomination.
Yeah, I mean, I like that episode a lot too because it introduced me to Point Crow, and since then I've just I love anytime I've gotten to do anything with them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Falcon Red, and a lot of you might not know that because he's not a content creator. He's actually a lawyer. And we had him on our single serious episode we've ever done on this podcast, and quite possibly one of the more important ones we've ever done, to talk about criminal justice reform and things that we can do and reasons why systems are how they are and the imbalance in those systems. So that one was a big deal. For me and for us, and so I'm gonna give the nomination to that one.
Yeah,
really sent this down a different vibe here.
Yeah, no, but it was a really good episode, and it was really cool to get to talk to someone who has so much real world experience about it, and to get to understand it a little better through that experience. Yeah, that was episode 150. If anyone's looking for the backlog too,
there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well. Now comes the hard part. We got to vote.
I do want to nominate
anonymous nomination. We got another
nomination.
One.
Yeah. Grand Keys.
I wanted to do that one too. Yeah, the return of Grand Keys.
He could have been an up and coming streamer. No.
It was such a great episode, but I felt like we spent 50 minutes of it just literally as if we weren't doing a show, just how are you? I miss you.
I think that's what made it great.
I think so too, but it was also just, it was funny, but
yeah.
Love Grand Keys. Love him so much.
Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and put my vote out there for Falcon also because he brings me shoes. So he's getting my vote. He has access to hot fire shoes. So yeah.
No, I think with the tone, it was a very important episode. So yeah, I would go with guest of the year.
Yeah.
Just due to the reach of that alone.
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
that's
Although
not
my
shade on
vote
Point Crow,
doesn't
though.
come
Oh, it's not. Yeah,
from,
it's not shit on any of them.
bribery. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
My vote doesn't go. Yeah, my vote. I know. I just ruined like a very serious moment with admitting the horrible reasons of my vote going that way. You know what I mean? Like, hey, here's this moment about how we can change corruption, and now here's my corruption.
You know what? Part of the problem right there. Right there.
All right. Was that it?
Yeah, we had one mail-in category right here. Most likely to be murdered first in Among Us. I nominated myself.
You know what? At first I was gonna go with like, well, me if Kate's in a game.
Obviously.
You know what I mean? I was possibly gonna go with Fiend, who's definitely gonna murder a good amount of times. But I do have to say, I've played with Xwater now in a variety of lobbies, you know what I mean? Not with the same group of people now.
Yeah.
He does get killed first a whole lot of times. Like, he is just like that big, meaty, juicy booty out there. Just like they want to
It's
murder
the
him.
eyebrows.
We want these gams.
And yeah,
Yes.
I think he does get murdered the most. I was gonna say me if people remember that I'm there, because I don't play that often, so it's rare to see me, and so you're like, oh, we're leaving him alone. But
Yeah.
no,
You're a good first target too, because if we can get you out of the way, it's so hard to dodge Jakku Sus.
Yeah.
But yeah, Xwater. I mean, this is a good one.
I did it.
He does.
I got to
He
get
gets
through the
murdered
show with
by
the
a lot of
Warpie.
people.
I
Congratulations.
All right.
All right.
This was
All right.
the Warpies.
That's
it is, ladies and
every
gentlemen.
category we had today. We've got a great award show here. A lot of fantastic nominations, followed up with a lot of fantastic wins. And
Yep.
yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I got nothing.
That's all we got. That's all we got. And that's all we need.
That's a podcast, baby.
Yo, the 2020 Warp World Warpies / 2020 podcast / episode, whatever number this ends up actually being. I think what we say is in the books.
In the books, it is what we say. We still do.
In the books.
Yeah. In the books. So this was fun, guys. I felt like I hadn't done this in a while.
Yeah.
It had been a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, great show. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. If you want to catch us on Patreon and help contribute to the show, you're more than welcome to do that. There's lots of benefits on there for streamers, for listeners. If you want to support us on socials in any way, you can go to follow us on any of those, youtube.warp.world. You can find us on Twitter, Warp World on Twitter. And we have a Discord server as well, discord.warp.world. But I won't talk your ear off about it. I'll let you get out of here. And we'll catch you next year for the next episode. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.